Hey guys, Luke here. Welcome back to episode 5 of The Player. Now this series we're going to be going through my player career pretty much. A player career, I think that's what it's officially called in FIFA. But we started off with Sunderland. We're on loan at Plymouth Argyle and we're taking on Wickham, I think is what they call it. It might be Wycombe, I'm pretty sure it's Wickham. We're in the League 2. If you haven't seen the other episodes, go back and have a look. You can check out all my playlists and shit in the description, and also be annotations at the end, and links to the previous episodes in the description as well. So here's our lineup. We're playing left striker. Now I don't tend to really pay attention to what side I'm supposed to be on. I sort of just rotate here, like everywhere, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. For me, I'd rather just play as a lone striker, but with a few wingers, but we got to deal with the two strikers up top. Now I expressed in previous episode that I'm not a big fan of this formation, and we just came off playing an international debut for the Socceroos, and we should have scored right there. But the good thing is, you know, it wasn't all negative just there, as we got a lot of stat boost as we make a nice little tackle there, and then we pass it across, and the goalkeeper gets down low and he parries it away. But you know, we had enough opportunities to score there. We haven't, and I'm quite disappointed. But I was saying, this formation, like, it feels like I have to do everything as they come and score. Like, one of their first chances, I'd have to say. I mean, really, we've had the better of the player, I think. And to be completely honest, I think it was due to me. Now, that might sound cocky or whatever, but it really is the truth. Look, this is a solo run myself. Going through here, there's a little gap there. We pass it through, and we get taken out. That was shocking, that one. Like, that could have been a broken leg. That could have been anything right there. So we line up the free kick, and I was a little bit surprised to see that we were the first ones, like, on the list. Like, it came up to us by default. So I had a look at the stats, and you know, we didn't have anything overly special, but I suppose we were probably better than the rest. Shot power was the one thing that was okay. The rest of it wasn't great, but we did end up getting like quite a nice free kick, but they ended up scoring there, making it 2-0. And that's not a good thing in my opinion. And you know, they ended up winning 2-0, or we ended up losing, I should say. They ended up winning. And you see in like our performance stats. Now, if I had to rate myself, I don't really go too much off the match ratings because they're a little bit weird. For example, you can be a 9.5 and right at the end you lose the ball once and you drop down to a 7 for some reason. Like, it just goes all weird, and I don't know how it works, to be honest, as there's all the upcoming targets. I don't really pay attention to that too much either, but it's worth noting, I suppose. And we're going to be benched, or not even benched. We're not playing this next one against Portsmouth. Yeah, so back to the match rating sort of thing. I don't really pay attention. You know if you play good. I think I mentioned this in previous episode. You know if you've played well. You don't need a match rating to tell you if you've played well. Because a lot of times, like for assists and stuff, if you take a shot and it gets parried away, and they take a shot and it goes in, like to an open net, like I don't think you get the assist, stuff like that. Little things like that don't really work out with the match rating. But we pick up a 2-1 victory, really getting 2 goals, I think. At least getting 1 or whatever. And then we get benched. Well, again, we don't play this one. Now, I am 100% sure we're being not played due to form. And you know what, I can't blame him at this stage. But at the same time, maybe think about changing up your formation. We play such a defensive formation. So if we come up with against a side that's, you know, equal, better, you know, a little bit worse off, and we tend to just sit back, and it doesn't really work well with me. I'm not a player that can hold up the ball a lot. I do like to play on the counter, but I need like fast players with me, and we have no width in the side. The wing backs don't come up, and it's usually just me and Reed, or whoever's up front, just have to do everything ourselves, particularly me, because Reed doesn't really do too much. In simulation games he's good, he scores goals there. In these games, not so much. Now, taking on Norwich in FA Cup, I think, or Capital One Cup, one of them. I'm pretty sure it's FA Cup, and it's quite a good test for me individually. As you can see, they score really early on. You take a look at just how easy it was in the replay. Terrible tracking back by Mellor, I think is his name. I think I only really know him because of my football manager days with AFC Wimbledon. I think he was there. As we get another stat increase with heading, 15 headers. You know, we're getting there in the rating, in the stats wise, whatever. So we're going ourselves here. We're taking on Whitaker. And at this stage, I'm thinking, like, I have to do everything myself. I can't give it to my teammates. They just don't do anything. As the opposition score again. Now, this is Norwich. They're not a top side, but they're a much better side than what we have. me, like individually, I think could fit into their side very well. Like, I think I'm definitely good enough to play in the championship. Obviously, I'm like a 73 or 74 rated or something at this stage, maybe even 75. But yeah, just I'm really not liking playing with these low caliber players. And you know, this might seem really shitty thing to say and all that, but you know, I just need better teammates, because I'll make a run and they won't find me, or I'll make a really good run expecting someone to be able to like pass to in the box or whatever, and there's nobody there. Like, I'm playing there's two strikers up front and I never seem to have Reed with me, or Alessandro, whoever's playing striker with me. So I'm getting off topic here a little bit, going on a little bit of a rant or whatever. But the Norwich game individually wasn't really a great game for me, but at the same time I made a few chances here and there, and I think if I had a better team around me, there definitely would have been some goals from us. There are definitely some opportunities to pass it in the box or whatever, but they just don't get there, so there's no point in me showing it. But we're playing against Wimbledon, who, it's a little bit weird, because I do like Wimbledon. They're always my go-to team on Football Manager, except for this last one, but I've done them a few times. So I do like Wimbledon. I like their jerseys. I like that. I know they're not the exact club as the old Wimbledon, but I like that they kind of have a lot of history or whatever. And I think they should have another Wimbledon side in the Premier League. But to take a nice little shot here, and although there wasn't that many highlights, we have played quite well in this game. A lot of stuff that I do that's worth noting that you can't really show in here, but not quite from the kickoff, but quite early on, I'd say like 10 minutes in, we end up hitting the post, which is super unlucky. And then we made a nice little tackle there, and we end up getting a few new stat increases. I think with standing tackles, one of them, whatever, and a few others, just tackling stuff, defense stuff. And then we ended up getting a short passing one. But as you can see, we're tracking back a lot. If you look at our match rating, it doesn't say it's that great, but you see we're tracking back, doing a lot of work, just, you know, doing a lot of stuff in general. We put in a nice little cross there, and they waste it. Like, that was such terrible finish by whoever it was, Reed, whatever. And then we take on players, we're just going in and out, and we take a shot left-footed. I know my weak foot isn't great, but I would have expected to finish that one. Hopefully when the weak foot goes up, we'll be able to bury those chances. But 90 minutes in, we go through and we score a goal just when we needed it. We haven't been in great form, well, great club form. Country form, great. Club form, not so great. But we turned up when it was needed, 90th minute against Wimbledon. We have a look at it from another angle, more of like a telly angle, I think is what it's called. And we just go through. The shot itself probably wasn't that great, but we got it on target, that's the main thing. And just getting the ball on target is, you know, the key to these lower leagues, because the keepers aren't that great. As you can see here, it's gone through quite quickly, but we've got a lot of increases just due to playing games, celebrations, boots, strength, speed, everything, you name it. You can go back and have a look if you want to see the exact details to what was upgraded. But we followed up by getting not played against Cambridge. I'm not sure if that's due to fitness or whatever. I'd say it's due to fitness, because we played very well against Wimbledon. But we're up 2-1 at this stage. Hopefully we can hold on to it. Reed misses another penalty. Seems to miss a lot of penalties, but it just seems to be the general thing in simulations. They miss a lot of penalties. But this comes to the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Here's our upcoming targets, not that it matters. We ended up actually getting one of our first ticks, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.